Hello, your tech admin here, and today I wanted to take a look at these Gateway Solo 5300 laptops. Now, these are not actually my laptops. A coworker found these in the engineering lab at work and brought them to me. Thought I'd have a fun time playing with them, and he was right, so I brought them home to make a video about. So that's kind of how they got here. I've got two of them. They are exactly the same in every way, even down to the amount of wear and tear they've received over the years. So we'll just move one out of the way for this video and focus on the other. So this is a Windows 98 2nd edition Aero laptop, so Windows 98 era. And we'll just look at some of the ports real quick. On the right side we have the floppy disk drive. This is actually removable and swappable for a CD-ROM, more on that later. We have a PS2 keyboard and mouse port, a parallel printer port, NTSC video out, which was pretty common on those earlier Windows 98 era machines. That is a proprietary docking station port there, and then we have serial and VGA after that, and then the one USB 1.1 port, and then finally the power jack. On the left side here, from left to right, we have the Kensington lock, an exhaust vent, microphone, line in, and headphone jacks, the Win modem jack, and then two PC card slots, followed by a network jack or RJ45 jack, but that does not actually work on this particular machine. Looking at the bottom here now, you can see the battery here, the hard drive caddy here, and then RAM, and I'm not sure what this one here is. I haven't actually opened it up, but you can see the serial number and the model number. I also have the original laptop bag that these machines came with, as you can see there. There's nothing really too special about them. They're just your box standard laptop bags. And here's a look at the inside. This laptop actually does have a fairly nice feeling touchpad considering its age, and the mouse buttons click really nice and well. I really like this Windows 98 logo. It looks really cool. I'd say that's one of the coolest Windows logos I've ever seen. So, more on the removable floppy drive. I actually wanted to restore this machine back to its original operating system, which was Windows 98 2nd edition. But this is what killed it for me. I didn't realize when I took it home, but it has the floppy disk drive installed, and that's it. And both of them are that way, and I don't know where I could find a CD-ROM drive to slot in there, but without that, I'm really unable to install Windows 98, at least easily. I had to jump through a bunch of hoops to get it installed otherwise, so unfortunately, I will not be able to put Windows 98 back on these machines. As you can imagine, the batteries in these machines are completely dead, but I did manage to find a genuine Gateway power adapter that works with these machines, so we'll plug them in and give them a boot. There you can see the battery indicator lights up green to begin with, but after a while, yeah, it turns orange because the battery is not very happy. So let's power it on. So here's a look at the BIOS main page. As you can see, it's a fairly bog standard Phoenix BIOS. These are pretty common for all of these machines. The system time is completely inaccurate, which probably indicates that the clock battery is dead. So not too surprised there. There's that floppy drive there, as you can see. It has a 6 gig hard drive, as you can see there. It's a Pentium 3, 600 megahertz. Below that you can see the system memory and the extended memory. The system memory is the onboard RAM that's soldered directly to the motherboard, and the extended memory is the RAM that's in the DIMM slots. So it has 64 megs onboard and about 128 extended. There's nothing else really interesting in here, so we'll go ahead and reboot to the operating system. So yes, these are running Windows XP Professional. And I thought they'd have at most Windows 2000 on them, but they are running XP along with some engineering focused applications, and they actually run surprisingly well. I was surprised at that. I would still like, if at all possible, to get them back on Windows 98, but I don't think it's going to be likely. So there's a invalid system time error, and of course that's because the RTC clock battery is dead. So here we're on the desktop, and as you can see, there are some engineering focused applications installed. I don't know anything about them. I haven't even tried to launch them. If anybody knows what they are or what they're used for, just leave a comment and say. Here's another look at the system information. So we have an Intel Pentium 3 at 600 megahertz and 128 megs of RAM as expected. Here's a quick look at Device Manager, and as you can see, there are some missing drivers. So we've got a missing ESS Maestro 3 PCI audio driver, a Unimodem half duplex audio device driver, and a plug-and-play software device enumerator driver, which are missing. As I said earlier, even though there is a network jack on the side of this laptop, the hardware was not actually offered on this particular model of laptop. So as you can see, that there is no entry for a network adapter. That's really all there is to say about this laptop. It's nothing too special. I just thought it was pretty neat to look at it. Gateway used to be a really big brand, especially in the mid to late 90s. I remember when I was in elementary school, every single one of our computers was a Gateway computer. Dell seems to have taken over that sort of domain these days, but back then Gateway was really one of the best consumer grade computer systems you could buy, at least in the mid to late 90s. Let's go ahead and shut it down. So that's really it. I have to return these to work within the next couple of days. These are state property since I work for my state. So these perfectly working machines are going to be taken and crushed into pieces and will never function again. So it's kind of sad, but that's kind of the way it goes. I still think that's the coolest Windows 98 logo ever. Just look at it. It's awesome. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about these laptops, feel free to leave a comment. I'll answer the question to the best of my ability. I'm not going to have these for much longer, so the sooner you get your comment in, the better I'll be able to answer it, because I'll still actually have the machines on me. And then after that, of course, they'll be disposed. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, take it easy.